Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and this is the Daily Show. We're going to be talking about Prize Picks, NBA slate, January 24th on Wednesday. We've got 8 games. We're continuing with Rivals Week. We've got 2 Rivals games today. We've got the Suns versus the Mavericks and the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Spurs. We've got 6 games in addition to that, so we should have plenty to work with. And before we get into our plays, if you've never tried Prize Picks, use our promo code at the bottom of the screen and they'll double your first deposit. They're going to match it up to $100. So if you do deposit the whole 100, you'll get $200 to play with. Just throw that code in and they will hook you up with that deal. And if you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. You'll want notifications on if you want to jump on these plays quickly. We constantly have plays moving or getting removed, sometimes while we're filming the videos, sometimes 15, 20 minutes after the video drops. So if you want to jump on this value early, make sure notifications are on as well. And if you like what we're getting into, you can get that play locked in. And also, if you want to check out our Discord, the plays always go in there before the video even comes out. So if you really want the plays early, Discord's where to go. All right, guys, if you don't mind also just liking the video, we are like on our way to 10,000 subs and we can't believe it. It's literally all thanks to you guys. So we appreciate you. Liking the video is the best way to support the channel because it puts us in front of a larger audience. That's a huge part of the YouTube algorithm. And they, more likes, more comments, it just pushes you further up into the feeds of people and gets you more exposure. So we can't thank you guys enough for helping us grow the channel this way. And cool. Let's talk about these plays we're getting into. I'm actually going to be running with Brandon Miller PRA. The fun thing about doing the underdog show that we started now is, these different platforms have different plays set at different values. And sometimes they, one will put something on your radar. This wasn't available last night, but I really like this. It was on Underdog's video last night. But I'm going to be taking Brandon Miller over 24 PRA. And I'm going to be going with Kevin Durant to stay in the Flames at 41.5 PRA. What are you getting into, Jordy?
Yeah, I'm going to be taking Xavier Tillman for under 7.5 rebounds and Brook Lopez for 1 dunk.
All right. I like it. Cool. So before we get into these breakdowns, if you've never tried Chalkboard, they're a partner of ours. We love diversifying the platforms we use. For different reasons. Sometimes it's just nice to, you get different value on different platforms and just kind of, it's good to diversify what you're getting into. The things we like about Chalkboard is, first of all, the minimum bet is $1, which I love because sometimes I just want to get into a bunch of different games, bunch of different slips, but I don't want to spend the whole bankroll getting there. So I'll throw out like a bunch of dollar plays. And probably my favorite thing that I think sets Chalkboard apart is you can create your own lines. You can bump most lines. Like there's only a few occasions where they don't allow you if they're giving you a really good value. They don't want you to move it. But that's literally like probably 95% of the plays they allow you to adjust to whatever you want. So I could take like this Brandon Miller play, for example. If I feel really confident, I could bump it up to 26 and get a higher payout. So if you move the props up, you get a higher multiplier on your payout. If you move them down because you just want that secured win, you want a comfortable line that you know is most likely going to hit, they'll let you play it. They just lower the multiplier a little bit for you. So if you want to check that out, it is iOS only right now. I know some people were talking about getting an iPhone just to play Chalkboard. Do what you want, but I wouldn't recommend it because they do have an Android version that they're finishing up and it'll be here soon. I use iPhone, so I like iPhone, but if you're an Android person, just sit tight and they have the Android version on its way and they have a desktop version coming too. They're just a new platform, so they're getting the ball rolling, but they have a really unique thing going on here with all these alternative lines. So yeah, definitely check them out. Use code BACKDOOR and they'll double your first deposit up to $100. There's a link in the description of the video if you want to check that out, guys. All right, so let's get into these plays.
Before we do that real quick, I have your cat made a special appearance last night, so I wanted to show off my cat here, who's always terrorizing in the background, but she's not very happy with me right now, so I just thought I'd throw her in there before she dipped out.
Which one you showing?
Reptar. I named her Reptar because my wife, her cat had a bunch of kittens, and she's like, oh yeah, this one's a boy. So I was like, all right, cool. And I named her Reptar, and then it kind of just stuck, and I was like, Yeah, it's a girl, but it fits her. She's crazy, so.
Reptar's an awesome reference too.
Yeah, for sure.
Little Rugrats reference, but
all right,
cool.
Getting into your pick. Sorry, I just had to show her off real quick.
We'll make time for the cats. It's all good. It's funny because Jordy and I have been big cat people, and Skywalker DFS is one of the first people who reached out to us when we were starting our channel. Love that dude, and I think we're going to be collaborating with him coming up here pretty soon.
Let's
but he's a cat guy
cats
too.
on there.
He's got Schroeder going, and it turned out to be that way. So maybe it is the cat instinct that brought us together in this space. But all right, so getting into this play here, Brandon Miller is my first play. Let's take a look at this over under. We got a 231 over under with the Pistons favored by 2.5, and I love to see that because the Pistons are kind of a fun team. Honestly, they look, if you just look at their record, it looks like trash. But I mean, Jordy and I love watching these teams figuring it out. Like, that's a fun part of it. That's, people at the beginning of the season, some people were saying like, oh, well, we'll pay attention to basketball in the playoffs. And I'm like, dude, that's so, we love every aspect of it. Not trying to say you guys have to love that aspect of it, but watching a team work it out is so fun to me. And you can catch value along the way because you're paying attention to what's going on. Anyways, I like seeing Detroit favored in this. And it also makes me think it's going to be a tight game because we know Charlotte's capable of winning this game. And this is going to be a toss-up. This is pretty much a 50-50 game, in my opinion. But all right, let's get into Brandon Miller here. We know Terry Rozier is gone. Not that they play the same position, but we know that that should be a bump in Brandon Miller's minutes. And I think he's part of the reason they were okay moving Rozier. I think they're focusing on the future, and they love what they have in Brandon Miller. This kid is a stud, and they've been giving him the increased minutes over the last 3, and look what he's been doing with it. 35 PRA, 33, 32 against pretty tough teams. But yeah, look at those minutes bump, 35, 34, 29, just under 30. Averaging 5.6 3-point attempts and shooting at 44%. We'd love to see that, averaging just 1.4 fouls per game. So this kid should get his minutes, and you really shouldn't have to worry about it. He's got a killer matchup today. Detroit is 27th in points allowed, 25th in rebounds allowed, and 25th in assists allowed, all to the small forward position. And we've been on this dude since the beginning of the season. He impressed us the first time we saw him play, and we're like, this kid's a stud. We've been cashing on him here and there, but now it's getting consistent, which is a lot of fun. But I don't think that the numbers, the lines on the sites like Prize Picks have caught up to that yet. So this is a good opportunity for us to get an edge here. Got a good matchup. If we jump over to Daily Grind with the DFS Optimizer, they've got this play favored to go over just slightly. They've got it at 50.88% odds to hit the over. They have it set at a -120. And a lot of these other platforms have it set at 23.5, and they have it pretty juiced, -135, -140. So I'm feeling really good about this play. And I thought about taking his fantasy score, but he does have these random spike games as he's young. He'll have like a random spike game where he gets like 3 turnovers. We don't want points coming off of our score and keeping us from cashing. So I'm going to take his PRA instead of his fantasy score today. So that'll be my first play. My next play is going to be Kevin Durant over 41.5 PRA. We know from his last 2 games, he's capable of going over this in points alone. I don't necessarily expect him to put up another 40-point night, but the reason I want to go with this is it is a good matchup. Let's take a look at this over under. I can't wait for this game. I'm going to be anxious, but I'm going to be excited to watch it. We got a 240 over under. Suns favored by 2.5. The reason I say I'm going to be anxious is because the rivalry is real, my friends. Like Suns fans, the Mavericks have turned into the new version of the Spurs. Like that, the Spurs used to be the thorn in our side back in the Nash era. And now it is the Mavericks. So I really want this win for more than just the Suns increasing their winning record. We jump over to Outlier. By the way, if you want to try Outlier, this is literally easily the best statistical analysis app on the market. Really, I mean, I could go on all day about all the different ways you can get data from these settings they allow you to use. But if you want to check it out for yourself, there's a 7-day free trial in the link or there's a link for it in the description of the video. We've partnered up with them, and so they're letting all of our viewers just try it for 7 days, see how you like it. I'm sure you'll fall in love with it the way we have. We tried the 7-day free trial before we partnered up with them, and we never looked back. So, all right, guys. So, like I was saying, we've got this this good matchup here. He hasn't gone over this that much. But he's finding his rhythm. We're seeing vintage Kevin Durant lately, and he's only gone over this twice out of his last 10 games. But he's heating up here. And like we said, back-to-back games of 40 or more on points alone. And he's been getting some additional stats on top of just the points. Like last game, 43 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. Great outing. Game before that, 40 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. And he's going to get his minutes. In both of those big games, he went for 40 minutes or more. We've got a killer matchup. The Mavericks are 20th in points allowed, 28th in rebounds allowed, 22nd in assists allowed. I wrestled around with this. I was looking at his points. I was looking at his rebounds and assists. And I just want a little bit of all of it because I know he's capable of doing this points alone. But they might really be focusing on him tonight because he's been on such a heater. The reason I like him to stay consistent is because I've been watching the demeanor of this whole Suns team all year because I'm a huge fan, originally from Arizona. I'm diehard all things Arizona. And his demeanor has changed. When they had that comeback win against the Kings, he got, everybody's morale is high right now on the Suns, and they're putting it together, and KD's in rhythm. I like him to keep it going, but I do think that the Mavericks are going to focus on him and try to slow him down. So that's why I want the rebounds and assists too. I know he'll get his boards. He always does. He gets 5 or more every game. But I think he might have to move the ball around a little bit too. So I just want that extra insurance of the rebounds and assists. But I do expect him to go for at least, he's going to be knocking on the door of 30 points tonight, in my opinion, like regardless. So that's going to be the play I'm rolling with. Let's take a look at what Daily Grind has to say about it. They're actually favoring this to the under at 51.63% odds to hit the under. They have it at a minus 125. Looks like most of the other platforms are also favoring it to the under. So go with your gut. Never take a play on here that you don't feel comfortable with. We're showing you what we're getting into, but it's up to you to decide what you're going to put in your slip and put your money on. So, ultimately up to you. And we're always wanting to be transparent when a play is not juiced to go over, like it is in this case. So those are the two I'm rolling with. You want to get into yours, Jordy?
Yeah, man. So to get me started with mine, I've got this Xavier Tillman thing. And I'm excited for that Brandon Miller play. I just can't wait to see how that team looks without Terry Rozier. I know that, he hasn't been getting a ton of minutes, but that Leaky Black, he looks really good. And I was just thinking of the announcer for the Hornets. He's like, "We love Leaky Black." It was in that last game he hit that clutch free throw, but
he's the best announcer in the game.
Oh, dude, not even close. He's so good. But yeah, to get me started with Xavier Tillman here, I feel really good about this one because he just hasn't been hitting this, and with all of the injuries, he still hasn't even really been coming close. And this is a really tough matchup tonight. It's set at 7.5. And Miami, to his position, is ranked 7th in rebounds, and they're only giving up 9.9. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's really not. And Tillman, he's getting pretty good minutes too, and he's still not clearing this line in some of these games. Like you can see, sometimes he's hit it, against Dallas and the Clippers. The Clippers are a pretty tough rebounding team, so he's capable of going over this. But it's just telling us with the past of what he's been doing that this is likely to go under. He's only gone over it 4 times in the last 20 games, so I think this is kind of a no-brainer under for me to take. It's a 53.23% chance to go under on Daily Grind at minus 133. It's just a really, really tough matchup, and he hasn't been clearing this anyway. Even with this massive injury list, he still hasn't been clearing it. So, take it at your, if you will, but, I feel really good about this one, so this is going to be a lock for me today. Obviously nothing's a lock, but I'm going to be playing it in pretty much every slip. And then my last play here, there's not much to talk about with this one, man. It's just, this is a little trick. Shout out to Bobby in our Discord. He showed us this. This might be common knowledge, but I didn't know idea about this. So you can't see the last 5 on some of these props, like it just won't show you. But if you click on the same player for a previous prop and then scroll over, it'll actually show you. So that's a cool little trick. Thanks to Bobby in our Discord for shouting that out. Yeah, so Brook Lopez for 1 dunk just seems kind of ridiculous to me. I know he's going against Cleveland, who are pretty good, but he did this in the last one. I almost took this in the same in that January 17th video, and I was talking about Russo, and I was like, I just can't find. It's so hard to find the stats on dunks, like how many dunks people are getting per game. It's like an invisible stat. If you guys know where to look that up, please let me know, because I've been trying to find it. You know, we all learn. You know, I'm not acting like I'm a professional. I researched any of this stuff. I'm just I want to know where to find that stuff. So let me know in the comments. But yeah, his dunk, he's gotten at least 1 in every game in the last 5 games. I'm sure it goes beyond that too, because he yams it all the time. But 1 dunk's kind of silly, you know. He's such a massive dude, and it seems like every time I watch them, he's just dunking the ball on somebody. So I don't really mind this against Cleveland at all. He dunked on Jared Allen in that last one. I was like, I should have taken it. So I'm gonna roll the dice on this one. There's no odds because Daily Grind doesn't have this play. So yeah, just take it if you will. I think 1 dunk's absolutely ridiculous. I've been beating that Wemby 1.5 dunks to death. I know a lot of us have, and that cashes like almost every time. But yeah, Brook Lopez for 1 dunk seems pretty goofy. So gonna be rolling the dice on those two, man.
I love that play.
Yeah.
Wemby's dunks are on the board, but they have him at 2 now. They finally figured it out.
They got us.
And a lot of times, you know, when we would be, because we've been just using that Wemby 1.5. Whenever you see Wemby 1.5 dunks, just smash it, because it hits every time. And it's at 2 today, but a lot of times though, they won't post it until right before the game, so we can't feature it in the video sometimes. So we'll have other Wemby props, but yeah, like they literally just added his dunk, and they're like, okay, we're not putting at 1.5 anymore. So, all right, guys, these are the 4 we're rolling with for the daily show. We have our Underdog daily show coming up right after this. If you want to check out the tools from Daily Grind, we love those guys over there. We love their tools. We love them as people. They're just a really awesome company. And they're giving all of our viewers 25% off of any of their tools. You got to check it out. The DFS Optimizer has been a game changer for us. Correlation tool is amazing. They just, whatever they're doing to get all this info, like I don't know anyone else that's doing it this well. As far as if you're looking for, DFS tools, they're the best in the business as far as I'm concerned. So check it out. There's a link in the description of the video. Again, don't forget to try out Outlier for that 7-day free trial. And if you want to check out our Discord, it works out to be like 50 or 60 cents a day. And it's a great resource in itself, you know, just the community, like exactly like that, even just that little trick with the Wemby, finding the dunk last 5. It's like, that's the power of the community as a whole is all together. When we see something, everybody gets to eat, everyone gets to benefit from the resource there as a community. So, and it's just really positive vibes in there. Like we got such good people over there. So if you want to check that out, there's a link in the description of the video. Just make sure you go to server subscriptions when you do enter the Discord. And as soon as you subscribe, it'll unlock all the channels for you. So that's going to do it for us, guys. We hope you have a great Wednesday. I'm so looking forward to this slate. I got my sons in a rivalry game, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We hope you guys have a great night, and we will catch you in just a little while for the Underdog Daily Show.
Good luck, guys.